Hey folks, back again here on the Devoted Patriots 2 channel, and I have got some information for you. Matter of fact, I've got a video for you that I have not seen yet, so we're going to watch it together. It's only a few minutes long, but I started reading this article over here on the Gateway Pundit. It is about a Butler County sheriff is now offering a disaster relief, a disaster training plan for civilians to be more prepared in case of a imminent terror attack, how to deal with the possibility of foreign nations interfering in our election process, how to deal with bad situations that are almost imminent in this country at this point, as far as the terror threats that we have been getting from intelligence sources, including from Christopher Wray admitting that we're at a highest point of terror. We are at our highest point in the fight against terror, as far as our terror watch being at a code red at this point versus a code yellow, which it is at most times. They believe we will be attacked by somebody at some point here in the near future, and the fact of the matter is, whether it be a cyber attack or a hands-on terrorist attack, it is probably going to happen due to the fact that we are making enemies daily, appeasing a lot of our other enemies along the way, and also leaving our border wide open. And we've got a bunch of clowns running our government at the moment, and so needless to say, China, Russia, Iran, those folks are watching. They know exactly what's going on with our country, and they know exactly what time it is. It's time to take advantage of America as far as they're concerned. And the sheriff speaks on this, and I will read you a little bit of what he does break down as far as his basically his way to stay prepared. He's got a whole list of things you can do to deal with the possibilities of these terror attacks, these possible different scenarios that may hit us in the face without warning. We have been we have been warned. Christopher Wray has already said it. We're at our highest threat, like I said, for terrorists and cyber terrorism and election interference. And I'm glad this guy has a little bit to say about that as well. So let's go ahead and get into it together, folks. Like I said, I haven't seen this video yet, but I was reading the article and I said, oh, this is a good one. Got to share this one today. So here we go.
I want the public to know this. The Chinese tried to attack our cyber system here in Butler County, which includes everything that we have, dispatching for police and fire, 5 times a day. I want to repeat that. 5 times a day. The Iranians are attacking our computer system and trying to hack it 3 times a day. I want to repeat that. 3 times a day. Now, are they doing that to help us and be our friends? No, they're not. They're trying to disrupt everything that we do. And this next election coming up, they're trying to do the same. So what we're doing here is we've got rifles in every police vehicle we have. We have what we call a go bag. We have extra magazines. And we're going to start training civilians. We've offered classes to train civilians. And we're going to start training civilians on what to do when disasters hit and emergencies hit. Naturally, we can't train the whole country. We can't train the whole county. We put this up online yesterday. It's full already. We can do like 30 people at a time. We're trying to get it, and the organization that is doing that is Texas A&M. They're coming here. The federal government's paying for it. They're going to train 30 civilians on what to do when disasters hit. 30 out of 400,000 people is not much. So we're trying to get more classes. Don't want to cause fear, don't want to cause panic, but I want the public to be aware that you are under attack. And when they're attacking, they're trying to get our cyber system. We have a grid system. Butler County does, the whole United States. Hell, our grid system goes out when it gets hot. So, and our grid system is from the 1960s. And they're trying to attack our phone system. The Chinese are flying over with their little balloons. That's not to help us and help us do some weather direction. And all we're doing is we're on the defense. We're absorbing this.
Now, folks, I want to read you a little bit about his ways to be prepared. And then we'll go into a CNN video clip where CNN is actually fact-checking Joe Biden in real time over what he said and what he didn't say. And when I get into that, before I get into that one, I do want to let y'all know that hopefully the transcripts of Joe Biden's flubbed 5 hours, can't remember crap, not enough, couldn't remember facts well enough to be prosecuted for his document issues. Well, I hope we get the transcripts of those 5 hours of questioning that doesn't involve him being able to answer questions. I think just as damning as the statement made by the DOJ was, I think the actual questionnaire and answering through transcripts would be super devastating. That'd be a game changer, folks. That would be the thing that would probably take Biden out quicker. But I do believe CNN and MSNBC have got their fangs out for Biden now, and it's only because the deep state, the Department of Justice, the Democrats, the people that are actually running the show, have decided it's time to put the word out. It's time for Joe to go. They'll be getting rid of him in the next 3 months. I'm sure they'll be doing it at the pretty much close to Super Tuesday. They'll be doing it in the DNC, or they'll be doing it at the DNC primaries, I believe, here in a few months. But let's go ahead and get back into this one here. The sheriff has got some really great ideas to just try to help be combative to the situation, be aware, and be ready. It says, based on the briefing by the FBI director, Christopher Wray, Sheriff Jones has taken an unprecedented step of offering disaster preparedness training to civilians in this country. As the Gateway Pundit reported earlier, that Sheriff Richard Jones of Butler County, Ohio, is sounding the alarm over national security threats posed by illegal immigrants and potential terrorist activity in the country. They're here not to be our friends. Some of them are coming because they're wanting to come here to do the best country in the world, the way we see it. Some are coming here to do harm to us, and we were told by the FBI's director, it's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. During the conference, Jones learned from federal agencies that there are more red flags for potential terrorist activity than there were before September 11th attacks. We're at a heightened security alert, folks. No doubt about it. Joe Biden's currently resident-in-chief, and as weak as that looks, weak as he acts, and with the border wide open, and him helping fund our enemies, it's no wonder people are not taking advantage of the situation. It would be to be expected. It's a little big dog situation where if you pee down your leg every time somebody barks at you like Biden does, then you actually lose all your credibility, and then everybody starts pissing on you, and that's what's really going on. Says and his policies don't help either. Says the sheriff has emphasized that the threats were not only from traditional terrorist attacks, but also from cyber incursions aimed at disrupting local governments and the upcoming 2024 election. Says we were also told that from his federal government 3 days ago, they're going to attack our elections, that they're like they've always done, but not just the national ones. They're going to go into the local ones as well. They encourage us to talk to our local elections officials and be prepared as much as they can for cyber attacks. Even for local ones, you have to be prepared. And this here is a fact as well that I know. If you're in illegal, it is against the law at this point to vote in federal elections, meaning presidential elections, every 4-year elections. But down ballot races, I'm talking Senate races and local races, county sheriff, district attorney, local district attorneys, all of your city workers that are political officials, they can all be voted in by the local patrons, including the illegals in most cases. So even if you don't control the presidential election numbers with the illegals at this point, because they haven't been given citizenship and the right to vote, the names are still out there for the left to use, and I'm sure they're gathering them, contesting their people's citizenship at the polls will probably never happen. And so, to say someone is a citizen or not, it's really going to be a big gray area. So, I guarantee you, if they can't cheat in the national election with the illegals this time, then immediately, due to this influx of all the migrants, they're going to start trying to flip Senate seats and House seats and district attorneys and every small, everything from the smallest dog catcher, city councilman, all the way up to governors of every state. They're trying to turn our country blue, folks. And we got to take it back, turn it all back red, much as possible, with the exception of the blue cities that we just no hope for. Some of them are just too far gone, just my opinion. But at any rate, let me go ahead and get back into this. It says, with the 2024 elections on the horizon, Sheriff Jones has unveiled a comprehensive plan that aimed at bolstering the resilience of Butler County civilians against the spectrum of the threats for cyber attack to terrorist infiltration. The plan is underpinned by distributing revelations that foreign powers, notably China, Iran, and Russia, have been relentlessly targeting Butler County critical systems. And this is just one particular county. They're doing it all over the country. He's just speaking up about it. So the Russians have attacked our system, our election system, our computer system. They hacked it. They also were trying to hack not just ours, and we were down for 2 months. Now, was that to help us? No, it wasn't to help us. Was that to hurt? That was to hurt us and cause chaos. As we speak today, the Russians are still attacking our computer systems, just like they were attacking. It's like they're attacking most of yours. Sheriff revealed the alarming statistic: Chinese cyber operatives attempting to compromise Butler County system handling police and fire dispatches 5 times a day. Jesus. Now, here are the key components of the preparedness program that he has set forth. It says enhancement of law enforcement readiness. Every police officer in Butler County will be equipped with a rifle and a go bag, which is an ammunition bag. Civilians disaster preparedness training department has launched a pilot program offering people that want to volunteer to learn how to respond to emergencies and disasters. The training aims to equip residents with knowledge and skills needed to protect themselves against upcoming crisis. The initial offering was limited to 30 participants, quickly reaching full capacity due to high demand. Further sessions are planned to accommodate more civilians with the goal of broadening the reach of the program. They should do it in every county. Federal supporters and collaboration. The training initiative is to be supported by the federal government and delivered in partnership with Texas Annual and an organized specializing in disaster preparedness training. Says it is basically supported by the. Let me read that again. The training initiative is supported by the federal government and delivered in partnership with Texas Annual, an organization specializing in disaster preparedness training. So it'd be nice to get some federal funding. That would be the good thing. But the government definitely needs to be paying attention to what's going on with our cyber threats for sure. It says focus on cyber and physical security threats. The program addresses the dual challenges of cyber and physical security threats, including the risk posed by outdated infrastructure such as the 1960s era grid system, vulnerability to both physical and cyber attacks. Talking about our power grid. Recognize the drone detection and defense, recognizing the limitations of current technologies in detecting and neutralizing drones. The Sheriff's Department is exploring a partnership with the private sector to acquire technology capable of identifying and countering drone threats. It's a good idea. I've seen these guns where you shoot drones down with like a net, but they actually need a system that tells you when anything is floating around in the air, like a drone, whether it be a small plane or even just a humans or store-bought sized drone. They all need to be trackable because they can be used as weapons, even the store-bought ones. At this point, it is a good idea. Just like Israel has their missile defense system, their Iron Dome, to help shoot down missiles that are incoming. I'm sure they could come up with a similar type system at a minimum to at least detect incoming drones and be able to disable them, most likely through jamming them. That would be the easy way. It says a public awareness campaign. Also, Sheriff Jones emphasized the importance of public awareness, urging residents to recognize the reality of daily attacks on the community's digital and physical security by foreign actors. The initiative seeks to inform without inciting undue fear and panic. It says, get ready, hold on to your boots. Shit may be getting deep for long. It says, we've offered classes to train civilians. We're going to start training civilians to do what to do when a disaster or emergency hits. Naturally, we can't train the whole country. We can't even train the whole county. But we put this up online yesterday, and it's full. We could do like 30 at a time. We're trying to get it organized. And get the organization that it is doing. That is Texas. They're coming here. The federal government's paying for it. They're going to train 30 civilians to do what to do when the disaster. Said 30 out of 400,000 people. It's not much, but it's a start. So they're getting more classes started. All right, folks. Now I have another clip for you. I wanted to bring you. Joe Biden had a bad week, folks. Really, really bad week. Supreme Court sounds like they're going to side with Trump on this ballot case. That's awesome. Trump had an awesome rally that is going on today. Crowd was chanting F Joe Biden while a couple of hecklers were kicked out. Joe Biden, I think 4 times this week, misspoke. Talking to dead people, referring to people that are no longer alive as a part of the conversation. I talked to him last week, kind of deal. He also had a bad day when it come to the document case where the Department of Justice said he was not competent enough to answer questions because his memory's shot. And so all in all, I would say Joe Biden had a really bad week, and Trump had a really great week. Trump had several wins this week, and Biden took epic fail after epic fail after epic fail. There is a montage on several of the mainstream media channels today and yesterday about what a rough week Biden's had. And here's another example of what kind of week Biden's having. Even CNN has got the claws out. CNN is attacking Joe at this point, and that tells you that the deep state is now ready to go on with it. The deep state is ready to take Joe out. Let me go ahead and blow this up right here a little bit. All right, folks. And I do have a Twitter account, folks. It is that right there, here at the bottom corner. That's me right there. It's Devoted Patriots 2, same as here. And a lot of times I just share my YouTube videos over there, and sometimes I put up a few memes over there as well. May try to grow that at one point. Now let's go ahead and get into this, folks. When Biden is getting fact-checked in real time on CNN behind his lies, it ain't a bad thing at this point. It also is very telling.
While one thing that President Biden said is basically that he stored the documents in filing cabinets that could be locked. Let's listen.
All the stuff that was in my home was in filing cabinets that were either locked or able to be locked.
Daniel?
Just not true, John. This report from the special counsel includes photos. Those photos include shots of a box just sitting in President Biden's Delaware garage. The special counsel described it as a badly damaged box sitting amid household detritus. So there was some material that was in cabinets, locked or lockable, as the president said, but all of it certainly not. And that open, unsealed, damaged box included, according to the special counsel, highly sensitive, top secret material about the war in Afghanistan.
Okay, another claim that President Biden made, none of the documents were highly classified. Let's listen.
None of it was high classified. Didn't have any of that red stuff on it. You know what I mean? Around the corners? None of that.
Daniel?
That claim that he didn't have any material that was quote-unquote high classified is also not true, John. The special counsel's report says that the president possessed multiple highly classified documents that were indeed marked as being highly classified documents, including some marked as top secret / SCI, sensitive compartmented information. That is a very high level of classification. For example, special counsel Hur discussed 2 top secret documents about Afghanistan found in that open, unsealed, damaged box in the garage, one of which Hur said contains highly sensitive info about military programs, and another that contains info about sensitive intelligence and sources and methods. Now, it's not clear, John, if any of those Biden documents had those colored borders we saw on classified docs that former President Trump had, which I think is what President Biden was referring to when he talked about red around the corners. But still, whatever coloring these documents had, the special counsel says they were clearly marked as highly classified. And then I should add, Hur also said that investigators' analysis of Biden's own handwritten notes from his time as vice president showed that these notebooks also contained highly classified info, though those were not marked. And Hur said a sampling of 37 excerpts found that, quote, 8 are top secret with sensitive compartmented information, 7 of which include information concerning human intelligence sources, plus 6 others that were top secret.
And then the third claim that he made, Daniel, there, was that he did not share classified information with a ghostwriter on a book he was working on. Listen to that.
I did not share classified information. I did not share it.
With your ghostwriter?
With my ghostwriter, I did not. Guarantee you did not.
But the special counsel said it.
Well, no, he did not say that.
Okay.
He did not say that.
So he's entitled to say he didn't do it. He can defend himself. But he also said the special counsel didn't say that he did share that classified info with the ghostwriter. Except, John, the special counsel did say that explicitly. Hur wrote, quote, Mr. Biden shared information, including some classified information from those notebooks with his ghostwriter. So there it is in black and white. Now, Hur did elaborate that Biden shared classified info with the ghostwriter by reading nearly verbatim from the notebooks on at least 3 occasions, including notes from meetings in the Situation Room. He did find that Biden, quote, at times tried to avoid sharing classified info, like by skipping over certain material as he was reading them to the ghostwriter. And Hur did write that the evidence does not show that Biden knew the info was classified. Nonetheless, even though the special counsel did clearly give him some material to defend himself with, this is not a factual defense. So he could cite the factual stuff, Hur said, didn't know it was intentional, etc. But declaring the special counsel just did not say what he said, John, is not a factual defense.
Important to note, Daniel Dale, always great to have you. Thanks so much.
Wow, folks. Tell me what you think about that in the comment section down below. Biden's a liar, and even CNN's calling him out. I don't know what day it was this week that they got their permission slip to go full-on attack Biden mode. Maybe it's because they're fixing to replace him because they believe he can't handle it. And more than anything, other than just pointing out the fact that Biden is brain dead, the easiest way to do that is just put him out in front of the media every day. Have him answer questions every day. Put him out for press conferences for long periods of time, and he's guaranteed to screw up. I think he's 4 for 4 this week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, maybe even Friday. He screwed up his conversation. He had a gaffe. So I think he's 5 for 5 on gaffes this week, folks. It's only not because he's getting worse. It's because they're finally letting us see how bad it really is. That's what's really going on, folks. It's a good thing for the country to realize that Biden is not only corrupt and a crooked individual, but he's mentally diminished, and therefore there's no way anybody with any kind of conscious mind could want this man to be president. Not only is he a bad person, but he's not all there. Between those two answers, how could anybody ever pick him to be president? So there is another thing we got working in our favor as far as getting Trump back in there 2024. Biden's crazy. That's what I got for you folks. Everybody have a great day. Like, subscribe, and share. Over and out.